Yes, yes. So, as I'd like to hit the ground running as quickly as possible, because I don't know if you guys realize this or not, this is in fact the penultimate episode of the season. This is where the mini roosters have come home, or at least they're on the roadway towards home. This is where a lot of the more superficial aspects of the season come to a head, or are at least pushed in that direction. Many times we end on a season cliffhanger. Many times we don't quite get to the resolution that we were hoping for. And it's amazing how, for immortal creatures such as these characters of our hearts and our imaginations, are always labored by time itself. They have the entirety of forever spooling out before them, potentially, and always run a few seconds behind, a day late, a dime short, and several arm lengths from their chosen goals. I always thought that that's a pretty funny dichotomy, time being the thief of always, and people who, or characters who have the rest of forever always being labored by time. So, as we slip on these characters and we inhabit their souls, questions, suggestions, hypotheses, and any corners we need to round up.
I have the components for a bomb, but I don't have a bomb, correct?
Correct.
Alright. That is going to be, depending on how this goes, a very important distinction. When we last left off, we were being confronted by Mirrory, who noticed a very subtle lack of the horny in one of us and was able to read their surface thoughts, thusly garnering that we were attempting to elude her deal. A realization the which is very bad, and will play out in a myriad of ways.
Myriad of ways for Mirrory.
Indeed. I thought the word choice was very humorous. Let's see. We had a Bana Hakim agent here with us. I believe his name was Justice?
Yes.
Justice, yes. Who was attempting to help us. There was a black candle which mutes things and suppresses spirits, if I'm not mistaken, or is it just makes it to where they can't see and hear?
Yes, it does provide a loggerhead and keep it as safe as you possibly can be from their attentions.
Yeah, but if they've manifested like Mirrory has, I suppose that is a question the likes of which would require an occult roll, actually.
This is Joji's first time dealing with a black candle? Yeah. It'd definitely be as of yet, unproven.
Absolutely, and with 0 dots of occult, he has no clue anyways. So it would require one of the other members of the party to show what knowledge they have about whether or not this black candle might help suppress her, even if it's minorly.
Yes.
Why would I tell you such a thing?
Alright, firstly, Kool-Aid, I would absolutely adore you coming back to pitch for the right team here. You know, I think we all would appreciate that.
You say that like it's not all the same team.
Well, it was, and then it's now not, because we didn't even really say we were trying to, but here we are. The thought has been seeded, the thought has been acknowledged, and then announced to the only person in the world who it was a bad fucking idea to announce it to.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I didn't do it.
These things
Well,
happen.
we were doing our best not to, and somebody decided, no, we're not going to do this.
Yeah, they were like, all right, I gotta stay locked in. I gotta stay focused on betraying Mirrory. I gotta stay focused on eluding the deal. Wait. Oh no.
Well, black candles, they do have their limits, I suppose.
Yep.
I'm disappointed in you.
It's okay. I'll be very disappointed as well in hell or wherever it is I go.
Oh, you think you're gonna make it out of this mortal coil?
You are so right, girl.
You look. You're so hopeful. Well, if it doesn't work out, at least I'll die. Wait a minute. What do you mean I'm not gonna die? What do you mean I'm stuck here forever? No.
Little did you know. I'm into that shit.
Yeah,
Or
remember
else.
when Lyda and I talked about what it was like to be imprisoned forever and how much that would suck?
Hey, look, okay? All I can really say is, get fucked, nerd.
So while we're busily making our way along, making our way downtown, walking fast and all that, questions? Any actual confusion as to where we are?
I do have all the confusion as to where we are because I missed last episode, and so I kind of have like the overall of what happened, but I don't know what the current actual situation is.
Okay. So we spread out to do our things, and we reconglomerated after Joji had managed to get his hands on the components for a bomb to blow up the Tremere Chantry, in an attempt to kill all those fuckers because they need to die. And then at some point, a Banu Hakim representative came in and was like, "Yeah, that's kind of a shitty idea. I want to help you do what you need to do in a way that doesn't fuck you and everybody else around you." And then he lit a black candle. We fucking made it so that Mirrory and any other spirit couldn't listen in on the conversation. And he was like, "Hey, yeah, by the way, Mirrory is not a good thing. That one of you isn't bound by contract is about your only way of getting out of this. But she is going to try and destroy everything." And then after that, Mirrory noticed that she couldn't spy on us, and whenever the anti-spy shit disappeared, she popped up and was like, "Hey, yo, fuckers, what the hell?" And then she read our surface thoughts. Me and the absolutely lovely Love attempted to dodge this by engaging in a teenage rom-com, and one of us was very much uninterested, and due to being uninterested and unoccupied by any other thoughts than what they were thinking of, Mirrory is now aware that we were engaging in some of that good old caboodling.
Yeah, all sorts of jigs were up.
Yep. So there you go. That's where we are currently. We're in a room full of bomb components. Where specifically is this room? I believed we had met back up at somebody's house. The ranch? Love Ranch?
Yeah, it's Love Ranch. It's the back quarter of Love Ranch.
There we go. We're in the back quarter of Love Ranch.
Nice.
And there is now an angry demigod in the room with us.
Am I?
Who's here to find religion? Please, Jesus! Just you wait. This is when I dump my XP on True Faith.
Yes. So. Lovely. Color commentary. in the grand scheme of things, having been privy, present, and unaccounted for. It's amazing how the kindred vitae magnifies what is already in existence. And for the bulk of Annabelle's existence, she has been a passive observer and note taker in the lives of others. And since her death, since that fateful evening, meeting her illustrious sire, she has become more phantasmal, more ghostly, more of a unliving apparition. Usually by choice, but oftentimes as a matter of habit.
Mhm.
And President accounted for in hearing Mirori ask the question. So the spirit of the agreement, not the letter of the agreement. Signifying like smoke that there is in fact fire. Like smoke that there may be a fire too large to contain. You see it rising over the treetops from a distance, quarter of a mile, half a mile off, and you can tell by how large the plume is, you can guesstimate to the approximate area of damage. But no matter how well you approximate, unless of course fire prevention and fighting is your avocation, you will always under assume just how intense the fire is. So with those thoughts percolating and dancing at the edge of our understanding, do we have any other considerations we'd like to address before diving in? Both feet, both hands hanging on for dear life of this evening's episode.
No, I'm good to go.
I think I'm
I
good.
mean, I could, but I doubt you'll answer it.
I'm good.
And what do you think? What do you doubt that I'll answer? I always answer everything. It may not be the answer you're hoping for, but I always answer.
I was gonna ask just how fucked are we?
On a scale of post-pubescent canoodling to full-fledged stunt penetration on an adult film, you would probably win an Academy Award for how involved the acrobatics are. You will probably need to speak with your chiropractor as well as your internist in regards to the level and aggression of the passions involved.
You know, I don't like that answer.
All you have to do is help destroy everything, and everything is fine.
Yeah, all you have to do is just, I don't know, new objective, survive.
Oh, I love watching those. I don't like experiencing those, but watching them is, in fact, quite enlivening. It's a mentally arousing understanding, knowing that there is no reason to hold back. There's no reason to knuckle under towards civility. There's no reason to not leave it all out there. And while you know that the income, the end of it all will be the end of it all, you have no reason to doubt yourself. You have no reason to look back and say, well, I could have done this better, because you don't have that opportunity. It is everything and nothing. It is all that you can muster. All of those moments where you've made yourself small. All of those moments where you've compromised. All of those moments where you belabored the alternative to what you know, feel, and understand. All of those moments where you're arguing with yourself for your purpose to associate with others. All of those considerations that make you smaller, that have you stumble through your own ethics and morality to deal with others. All of that out the window. giving 100% and that much more, because everything depends on whatever that outcome is. It's one of those situations where you can rack up the bill because you don't have to pay it. It's being paid in blood by the second. It's being paid in sweat, effort, and all the skills that you've managed by the second. And when you're emptied, and there's nothing left to give, you know for the first time, and potentially the only time in your existence, that you've done your absolute, unbridled best. So, who's ready to man the bridge?
Let's
Who's
fucking go.
So as we dive in, all of our questions percolating and mostly answered, a resolution sitting before us. Allow me the pleasure and honor of saying thank you all for your time. These get-togethers of ours, these episodes, these moments away from the real world are priceless. They give us the opportunity of dealing with, striving through analogy and philosophy, things that would be far too painful and leave far too many invisible scars upon ourselves if dealt with in the real world. They give us an opportunity to be our absolute best and our absolute worst. They give us the opportunity of visiting vistas and worlds that we hadn't thought possible, dealing with oftentimes emotions that are a little too hot to hold in the real world. They give us a chance to escape all of the weight of our everyday existence and stretch those mental, emotional, and verbal muscles that we seldom use or refuse to or flee from. We don't get old and stop playing. We get old because we stop playing. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity of staying as mentally young and enlivened as possible. And without further ado, this, without a shadow of a doubt, beyond every semblance of questioning and assumptions, is in fact The Dark of Bethany, Season 4. Tonight's episode entitled Close Sights and Out of Cuddles. When last we left this coterie, there were decisions made, considerations on the scales, and the denouement of an immortal existence. Through their associations and networks and cults of personality and networks of associations, the coterie members have done their best to arm themselves for an assault, not only of the Tremere Chantrian Shreveport, but of the Tremere as a whole in the entirety of the area. Now, the thing with Shreveport, again, it is the hub of 3 differing states of kindred. States, not just the 2 counties that Bethany inhabits, sitting perfectly on the balance between Louisiana and Texas. It is not just the watchtower location and keeping watch on the road and travelers that move from East Texas into Louisiana up towards Shreveport, the capital of the area. The Shreveport-Bossier City metropolis is the hub. Many people fail to realize that governance and government is won through associations. Because while there is a wide with a countryside space that is Texas, and only slightly smaller is Oklahoma and Louisiana, the vast majority of those people's populations congregate in major hubs such as Shreveport. The major population of voters and those with a say congregate along waterways and major thoroughfares. So the smaller portion of the geographical space is usually the most densely populated. Those who help set precedents and policy and decide what their people consider ethical and moral. The same thing happens for kindred. Those vast central domains, Shreveport, Chicago, the greater Los Angeles County area, New York, or more specifically Manhattan, Jersey City, which is right over the river, Dayton and Akron, Indianapolis, Miami, Tallahassee. It is those major hubs that make the decisions for the vast geographical area. And while there are many, hundreds even, across the nation, kindred who hide in the shadows and avoid society and do everything they can to be free of the machinations of others, they are still privy and dependent on those areas. They're still deriving their day-to-day, their daily bread from those areas. If their plans and their decisions to remove the Tremere from the Shreveport Bossier City megalopolis, from the Shreveport Bossier City domain, it would create a vacuum. Because as nefarious as the Tremere are believed to be, as duplicitous as many of them actually are, as nosy, involved, investigative as the largely stereotypical idea of the Tremere are, they do serve a purpose in the ecosystem of the kindred, in the ecosystem of the spiritual planes they interact with, in the ecosystems of the daily bread, water, sustenance of those in their outlying area. They typically either very visibly, such as the prince, or usually less visibly and far more powerfully, the regent or primogen, become pillars of their community and their ecosystems. Beings such as Mirror, oftentimes policed, abused, and worse, sometimes for the good of all, sometimes just for the good of the few. Without the Tremere and those like them, would have far more reign, have far more effects on the daylight world and its shadow version, the night, where the kindred exist. And in the maelstrom of all of those many thoughts and considerations, the question still stands, Lita. Letter of the agreement, or the spirit. What is it about that is so, in fact, intriguing to you?
I'm sticking to both the letter and the spirit of our agreement. I have no love for Tremere. They went against my friend and turned him into something abnormal before he died. I want revenge for that. Also, it is against the laws of the kindred. It should not be allowed to stand. It's something that requires justice.
I see. I see. And your justice demands privacy from me?
I
The air
have no-
smells a little iron rich. Doesn't it, Annabelle?
It does. I understand the need for privacy, but it depends on the reason for it.
Oh, well stated. India. Indy. Oh, and my lovely, lovely Joji. Is there a reason why you all need privacy? After such a warm, loving display, I'm sure there's not much more that you all have that be tender, secret enough that you need no onlooker. Especially when you have so many eyes present. Is there a reason why there was a need or want for privacy?
Well, the last time we tried to make out, there was a weird spirit that popped up sent by one of the Tremere, so we didn't wish to repeat that.
But it's
Joe,
true, there was a very distressing spirit. And they did look like they just made out.
Joji just still kind of lost in the haze of it, just very much a, huh? What? Oh shit, Mirror's here. Oh. Oh, hi! Oh wait, you've been
Here's
here
the
for a
question.
while.
With you all working together to maintain your relative innocence in the grand scheme of things, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your manipulation? Plus subterfuge of your attempting to sell the idea that there was nothing untoward. Or your charisma plus persuasion to put forth the idea that was all about maintaining your personal agency against others.
Well. Fuck.
That's what you and it looked like you and India were in the middle of
Whoa,
potentially doing.
now. Whoa, sir.
Looks like you guys were getting ready to go hot and heavy, so you just more of the same there, huh? Because the truth of the matter is, even spirits, even those who are bent towards such excesses, understand that there is a natural inclination to look away, to peer from a view askew, to not look directly into the awe-inspiring heat of that twin sun's joy. Even those beings that are bent towards the outright lascivious and taboo-breaking do a shifty side eye as they avariciously stare. The outpouring of attraction, in small ways or in big ways, causes a natural nervousness in things. One, jealousy. Two, anger, because it's so cute. I just want to destroy it. It's worse, the need for contact, for touch. It persists across the spectrum of living and dead. You're drawn towards it, much like that much used, overused aphorism of a moth to flame. So staring directly into all of that conflagration of emotion, it's hard to not move closer, to wrap your arms around those involved and take part in the touch and the outpouring of actual feeling. And that's just awkward for everybody. We're just waiting on you, Lena, for your the mechanical aspects of your conversation. We're going to leave it up to fate to decide. The grand total of you all working together will form the basis of the BC.
Didn't Mary say for like 20
Look, we can only hope that is not the case, alright?
I supported you with the truth.
You still need to give us a mechanical basis to operate from.
It took me a second to get that to go through.
Understandable. Yeah, Inkanu has its own moments of issues from time to time.
Hmm.
9, 14. So a DC of 4 is the average, which means that Mirrory, with her grand dice pool of 96 dice, needs a DC of 4.
I feel like she could take half.
Fuck you! Shut up! Traitor!
But I supported you.
Oh, lordy. I don't know what you're talking about. She can't take half. Taking half with a dice pool of fucking 12 is not fair. Yeah, we're trying to lie to a demon here, folks. This is gonna go great.
Will be absolutely 100% great.
There you go.
Oh god, you really went into it. Holy shit.
Oh wow, well that definitely changes things. That means that
I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you for making me do this.
Look what you make me do. Like, alright, that's beneficial for all parties involved.
I don't think it is.
Absolutely it is.
Really, I just don't want you all to die.
Good thing they're kindred. They've already died once. The second time will be far easier, right?
Maybe. Hopefully.
So there is a verbal linguistic issue, or at least it was in avionics. Instead of it being a near collision when planes pass far closer to one another, when helicopters pass far too close to one another, when the collision is averted, it wasn't called a near collision or a near hit. It was called a near miss. There were several near misses, or that was a near miss between the Air Columbia flight and the Air Trans flight. What that means is that they literally almost crashed into each other with all of the lives on board. But because of the way that it was phrased, it made it easier to present the data for how horrible things are actually in the air. When the air traffic controllers are a microsecond too slow. When the air traffic controllers are, well, human. And when the pilots are equally human, getting far closer than they need to be. But it makes it easier to tell those truths by hiding it in that purposely confusing linguistics anomaly. They were able to present the data year after year, time after time, month after month, because they were saying a near miss. We just had several near misses, not the horrifying idea that the planes were close enough to see each other and nearly end all of those lives. You all know why. In that moment of watching the wheels turn, watching the very real demonic representation of all of those altered impressions when you stare into a mirror. Funhouse mirrors that cause a squicky feeling when you don't recognize your own face standing at the bathroom vanity. When you are 3 sheets to the wind and catch a fleeting image of yourself at a passing window. When someone you think you know from a distance because of the reflection, the image that's coming back to you, and you realize that's not them at all. All of those self-inflicted fantasies is what mirrory is in this moment. For Indy, as much as she doesn't like the idea of it, as much as she fights it, every time she's seen mirroring materialize, there is the growing impression that's what she would be like if she was unbridled. If she wasn't put upon, if she wasn't forced to have socialized as a child, if she hadn't been forced to go along church, she would be as wild and free and vivacious. She may not have even ended up dead if allowed to grow wild and unmanicured. As much as she hates the idea, it's hard to not see it. For Joji, every time Miruri materializes, it is very nigh impossible to not see the very many facets and aspects of Kaylin and India and that teacher from when he was in the 11th grade who inspired him and inspired love in him for various reasons. Their bravery, their boldness, their ability to connect with that hot and heavy aspects of themselves and share that with him. Lita, unfortunately for Lita, Miruri, every time she is materialized, either audibly or physically, every time Lita has had the opportunity of being in Miruri's embrace, there has been the cost, the physical embodiment of the cost of simple, unadorned, raw knowledge. All of the knowledge of all of the books ever written. All of the knowledge of those things that happen in the dark beyond anyone's kenning. All of the knowledge of having survived brushes with the embodiments of madness and intelligence. It's like standing before a Grecian god or an Egyptian elder spirit of knowledge itself. There's something alluring and very dangerous about that. Because just having the raw power of knowledge is not the same thing as having the discernment on how to use it. Annabelle, the truth of the matter is it's being perceived, always. It's being loved and appreciated, and being honestly seen and appreciated. Those two things are sadly mutually exclusive, or at least they had been in her existence. She was always the conscientious watcher. She'd always been the shadow unconsidered, the person who, when walking 2 and 3 abreast, was always relegated to 2 or 3 steps behind. The person who would slide out of the way for passerby. The person who listened to the tales of adventures without ever actually being the adventurer. Her profession, even now, in affecting the minds and emotions of others, giving them the tools to deal with what they face, revolves around her being a blank slate for which they can voice their hopes, their dreams, and find the tools necessary to face them. Mirrory provides the antithesis to that thing that had been missing in her existence for longer than she actually understood. Almost as if she had been from the very moment of conception created for someone like Mirrory. And watching those wheels turn, watching that facet present itself to you all, each individually and together. The smile that comes across her face is so genuine, so innocent, that is immediately discongruous with every other idea you've had about Mirrory. I completely understand. That is absolutely great. Now, to help you all with that so that we don't have to do this again, because I hate doubting, I hate not knowing. She moves to the space where the candle had been lit, looks at the mess of it all. She crouches down, her hand, much like the hot wax itself, beginning to melt into what was formerly there. When she pulls her hand away, or the nub that actually is there, and it slowly materializes back to its normal seeming, an actual hand, 4 fingers and a thumb. A well-formed, almost pianist-like sveltness to it all, a clear manual dexterity that belies reason and grace. There, on the floor, is a blood-red candle, perfectly formed and looking as if it was created by the hand of some Renaissance artisan for the purpose of keeping time, because at various intervals along the side are what appear to be copper or bronze spigots, so that when the flame reaches a certain point, it would fall away. Based on how many there are, there seems to be 4, 5 uses of the candle. This will keep all of those other little parasites away from your outpouring of feelings and give you the privacy that you need without offending me, your patron. We don't want to offend each other, do we? We want to keep our relationship open and honest and trusting, right?
Silent nod.
Of course we do.
It seems appropriate.
Well,
It is
I have a Mr. Tony to speak with. So I'll be seeing you all. I have to visit Milwaukee, of all places, but I'll be back shortly. I'm always just a prayer away. Night to you all.
Good night.
Good night, Mary. Thank you.
Cynthia just kind of smiled.
Good evening.
Silence audibly. We've talked about how the sound of rooms changes based on the energy involved, though the people that are there, even if they're silently just in attendance, there is a altering of the sound of a room. We know when that sound that we've grown accustomed to changes. We know when the energy is off. We notice those differences on a level that we are usually not consciously cognizant of. It begins to infect our conversation. It begins to infect how we assume the information that is bounding around us. That's what each of you all feel in the absence of mirroring. It goes from the room being perfectly comfortable to a few degrees less so. It goes to a space filled with light energy to something a little less so.
Oh, that was an experience.
I
He
hate
says,
you, all of you.
why? What the fuck did we do?
What did you do? You made her angry.
Okay, and?
And
Oh man, you drank the Kool-Aid hard.
We don't have to worry about you too. We already got fucking backstabbed by that one. So are you gonna do the same?
Is Justice still here?
Yeah, he's over there. Looks over to where
Quietly
he's at.
watching. Someone is learning. Someone is adapting. Because the moment that you all stopped paying attention, it became harder to realize that he had not left. The moment that you all weren't looking at him, it was as if the corner that he's sitting in had gotten dark enough where he could almost fade from sight. By not looking at him, by not addressing him, you all consciously lost track of him for a few seconds. And you knew that if, and here's the thing, for Joji, specifically for having dealt with several individuals in Reno, Sacramento, Seattle, there was that thing he did in Lexington, but that's another matter entirely. That got pretty hectic. But being around individuals who slip from thought, he somehow held on to the understanding that justice was there. Just enough. To which Justice chuckles. Yeah, I am watching you all. We still haven't quite conducted the end of our business in regards to what tools and accoutrement you specifically need, Miss Cambridge.
Well, I ruined my automatic shotgun trying out bogus dragon breath rounds so I could use a new one.
What the fuck? You got what now?
I was looking for anti-vampire weapons, and I fouled a couple of barrels with dragon's breath rounds. So I need an automatic shotgun.
Wait, I thought you said those rounds were bogus.
They were.
Okay, so you need both the... God, what? An automatic shotgun's gonna be, like, impossible to get around here. Beyond that, Dragon's Breath? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not looking for it anymore. Well, I mean, obviously, if Justice has access to it.
I'm pretty sure if you get caught with that shit by any other lick in this city, you're gonna get in trouble.
I think I'll worry about that later.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Nobu, but my internal monologue is telling me that is very much like on the level of contraband for Vampire Society, because a flaming shotgun round is more or less you telling somebody, yeah, no, I've got your off button in my back pocket.
Why, whatever do you mean? After all, it's just to destroy kindred. That's not bad, right?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I mean, you do what you're gonna do. I can't exactly judge, he says, looking around at the bundles. I can't exactly judge, but at the same time, you have to be really quiet and really careful if you actually want to get hold of that.
Yeah.
Have you been quiet and careful about seeking that out?
Well, that's why Justice is here.
Because you weren't quiet or careful?
Because I wasn't quiet and careful enough. No.
Oh, great. Oh, how about this? Justice, you know what we're up to. What would you say are some very useful tools for the job? Like what? I mean, I know that we're gonna have to be dealing with not only Tremere bodies, but I imagine they've got all kinds of magical
I can't
bullshit
hear
in there.
that.
What?
I can't hear that. I literally can't hear that. You do understand that part of my reason for being here is because of the potential harm to a recognized and relied upon domain of the tower. I cannot actively
Oh,
take party to that. My investigations led me to track down Miss Cambridge in advance of others noticing. I can only keep things quiet so long, which
okay.
provides you all the opportunity of time to settle whatever it is that you are attempting to do before I have to act in a near official capacity. And he actually slides the glasses down the end of his nose and winks when he says it before sliding his glasses back up. I will continue monitoring your behaviors to make sure that you are, in fact, upstanding members of the tower. And upon the conclusion of my investigation, whatever that might be, I will have to act. But until then, and as long as the investigation proves that you all are upstanding members of the tower, everything will be as it will be.
Justice,
Of
might I ask you something? What's the
course.
best tool to take out a bunch of anarchs?
What has worked in Chicago is a disposable coterie, although it didn't work that well considering that coterie is still around. We have a couple of agents who are embedding themselves with that coterie right now, but thus far, what's provably been the most effective when dealing with anarchs are office rounds, police, um, freezing waters of Lake Michigan. Fire is always a very good thing, but unfortunately, there's been far too many fires in the area. It's only so long before it becomes suspicious enough for mortal authority to get involved. Gas leaks. I understand that. Um, there was an airport, some flyover state down south, Alabama, Mississippi, somewhere in there, that had a entire wing of their airport sewer system go up in fire and flame, and it caused the implosion of a disused factory. Rumors are that there were several Anarch members who were the cause for it. Turns out that it was an action against the Anarchs, as far as all official reports are saying. To find something that is on the verge of being demolished, some place being renovated and gentrified, and make sure that your enemies are in that particular rubble. The Anarchs are only half a step from the Sabbat anyway, right?
Too true. Thank you. We will continue to uphold the principles of the tower.
Yeah.
Sure, you all will. I will leave you to your planning. Keep in mind what we've discussed. And he finally rises to his feet and makes his way toward the door, leaving. And the problem for India, with him leaving, just like the problem of him arising, the horses are not unsettled by him. You're expecting to hear neighing, some nervous pacing back and forth, maybe a bumping or attempt to escape their stalls. You hear nothing. In fact, as you pause near the door listening as he makes his way down and out, you listen as you hear, good boy, good boy. Take care, see you around.
And as he kind of closes the door and walks away, and we hear that, it's just Joe just gonna walk over and click the lock shut. All right, so I guess new plans for dealing with the problem.
Well, we always knew we had to be subtle. I mean,
Yeah, I think the general indication is that we need to be a lot more precise than all-consuming. That's what I've garnered from this. And he just kind of gives a moment to think of how to word it. We need to go after somebody who's not gonna get us in trouble to go after.
You're discussing that. You hear the unmistakable, clearly audible sound of a coin landing against something metallic. And as you hear that sound, the room grows a fraction of a few degrees cooler.
Okay, I'm just gonna shut up. Obviously, I don't know how to phrase these things. Did it?
did you forget we promised Mirrory?
Yeah, no, and nothing I just said there works against it. I'm just saying that we should target it in a way that doesn't fuck everything.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, we need to be subtle. I mean, even with the bomb, we needed to be subtle about it.
All right, well, let's think about this. How do we utilize the tools prescribed for this particular weed picking job?
So we do have some contact with the Anarchs.
We do also, yeah.
We could potentially set them on a path to take the fall.
mm, yeah.
Thing if the
Definitely. Yeah, that way the power wouldn't be so spicy with us.
Mm-hmm.
His nose just kind of wrinkled, and she starts sniffing. You can hear it. Like she's walking around the room looking for the source of whatever it is she's smelling. And she knows what she's smelling, but she doesn't know if the others know that specific smell. So she's like focused on the smell, and it's leading her around the room, and she's trying to find the source of it.
Just kind of like giving a questioning eyebrow towards India as he continues. We don't exactly. I don't exactly know how to play one hand and make it look like it's somebody else. That's gonna have to be you guys. I'm not exactly that crazy in the subtlety department.
Not my forte either.
Would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your wits and awareness -1?
India?
India.
Yeah.
Yes. Does anyone have sense the unseen or heightened senses presently active?
I don't think it would be denoted on my status, would it? No, but heightened senses doesn't cost anything to keep active. Oh yeah, I mean it does. Your ability to concentrate.
Which you never have, so.
Oh yeah, until deactivated. That's the duration.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, yeah, Joji's up there.
Okay. That being the case, Joji, you get an opportunity to roll your wits plus awareness
Yay!
-1.
Yay! Oh, wait a second. This is bad. I just forgot. I just remembered something. Wish me luck.
You have like super high hunger.
I have super high hunger,
Yes.
yeah. I have crazy high hunger. But we're in luck. Ugh. Oh, I rolled that in my own personal channel. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
What'd you get?
I got 5.
It-
What were we saying, Nova?
so it's a grand total of 9 out of 10, which gives you an average of 4.5, which is totally outstanding. Because as you are talking, and as India is investigating the olfactory presence in her space, you both intuit, you smell something woody, a little fresh, spicy, kind of sandalwood, vanilla, an aromatic that strikes a note you can't remember where. And then each of you, because you have older male presences in your mortal life, you begin thinking of what it smelled like to walk in on your old man or your uncle or your brother, and in the middle of getting ready for a date. It's a scent that is all but forgotten in modern times. It is a classic presence. It's Fabergé Brut. It was the commercials that were everywhere. Any man who wanted to impress always had a bottle of it somewhere near a pomade or a Sporting Wave or a Carefree Curl Activator. When you wanted to go out and you wanted to smell good, you had this sticking around. It was a little on the more expensive side, so you didn't use too much of it. There's a dab and a dash, a splash in both hands, and smack yourself across the cheek. Maybe occasionally dry your hand off on your chest so that you have that soaking in. But that scent of brute grows as you all are engaging. That scent of Sporting Wave and Curl Activator. The smell of well-used, well-loved, polished leather boots begins permeating, and not the quote-unquote cowboy boot, not the hardier, more work variety, but the Italian leather ankle boots that you wear under your best bell-bottom jeans, your wide legs if you had them. You'd always make sure you have a fur of some sort or another. If you want to impress, you are a man, person, a body of class, taste. And as you both begin smelling it, and India has it pinpointed to the swing back leather chair in the far corner. There is both Joji and India, the understanding of what Justice said from what you've all experienced. In the wake of Mirrory, there is a tear that other things can slip through. The stronger she gets, the wider and deeper that tear becomes. In her wake, like a school of hungry shark or piranha or tuna following the whales as they flee across the ocean, moving from hunting ground to hunting ground, entire ecosystems in their wake. That's what you're privy to. Because this isn't Mirrory. This is not that presence. This is something else.
Okay, guys, I think we're just gonna have to take this planning session on the road.
Why?
Things are coming.
Ain't no goddamn thing, says the chair.
Oh, great. The leather's speaking to me now.
Sitting in the chair is a gentleman who looks like he stepped out of central casting from some blaxploitation movie that you've seen in passing. Something that was at the drive-in that would play with a double and triple feature. His blue, wide-bottom hands, his huge but strangely still slicked back afro, filled with waves and curls around the edges, looking damp enough to leave a drip, but not. His tiger-striped shirt in shades and hues of pastel to cerulean blue. His overly luxurious, long, dark blue leather jacket. And the hand with rings on nearly every finger. And the huge gold chain mixing and melding with the very obviously manly chest hair, coiffed and combed out so that it's not messy or scraggly. It's not tight curls that you would normally see, nor is it that wispy older man stuff that you see on several movies when you were growing up. No, it's that deep, dark, luxurious, wavy pattern that Magnum PI made all popular with the whole of the American population.
Hi?
Yeah, you are, motherfucker. Don't call me a thing. Fuck wrong with you?
Sorry. Ladies, handle this, please. I'm not a good talker with people I don't know.
Motherfucker, I ain't people. You can call me Mr. Blue, or Blue if you want to get friendly. Though I don't think you very friendly to anybody, are you?
I am a very friendly guy.
Well, prove it, motherfucker.
Hello, Mr. Blue. My name is Joji. It's a pleasure.
See, now how the fuck are you friendly when I said if you a friend, call me Blue, and you still call me Mr. Blue? That just goes to show you motherfuckers ain't friendly as shit. How the fuck is the rest of y'all?
I just like to not be overly friendly.
Give Joji a very soft hug. It's okay.
How am I is quite amused by this. A pleasure to meet you, Blue. I'm Annabelle. What brings you here?
You mean like the doll? Oh shit, that explains why the fuck I'm here. Now who picked up the damn coin? Y'all just gonna let it sit on the fucking floor?
No, okay. It looks around for the coin that he's talking about. Picks it up.
There's a strange 50-cent piece size token. You are sure that it's not for anywhere near here because there's a CTA and Chicago Transit Authority around the edge, and a coppery bronze. It's closer to gold than it is to copper, but you could tell by the weight in your hand that this is solid copper and the size of a $50, not the new $50 that's shrunk on the side, but no, the 1952 JFK $50. Bit of a heavy piece of coinage. And yet it's imprinted on one side with the CTA token image.
As he picks it up, he just kind of, oh, I guess you're the original 50 Cent.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it, sorry. Anyways, how may we help you, Blue?
If I was alive, you could suck. You know what? No, what I mean to say is, you motherfuckers are doing whatever the fuck y'all out here doing, but it's causing ripples. And I was sent by a friend of a friend to make sure that you motherfuckers ain't fucking up deep enough that it's gonna fuck the rest of us up.
A friend of a friend?
I don't really have friends, but yeah, friend of a friend. You know, a living motherfucker that is able to tap into the dead. Speaking of which, fuck around with your face, he says, looking directly at Lita.
Well, I'm dead. It just sort of happened.
So is these other motherfuckers. You're not as ugly as Muzan, but you pretty fucking close.
Yeah. I think there's an aesthetic beauty to all things, even decay.
Yeah, she's just eccentric.
So you one of them poetic motherfuckers. Okay, I get that. I don't get that. I'm lying. I don't get that at all. Because the only poetry I know is well, we don't talk about that. Like Bruno or some shit. So look, you motherfuckers fucking up. I can't really help you. I'm just here to spy on you. Make sure that it's not gonna cause any problems for us out east. You motherfuckers ain't fucking around with nothing big, right?
No.
Are you
Okay. My what?
spirit?
Yeah, obviously he's a spirit.
I got spirit. I got more soul than any motherfucker, but no, I'm not really a spirit. I've been dead long enough. I have been bodiless long enough to be my own sort of thing.
Oh. Right.
What sort of things
I think so.
are you trying to prevent?
I'm not trying to prevent shit. But the pater and her right-hand goon felt the tremors and the ripples and whatever the fuck they all say and sent me out here to take a look. So here I am. The last drip drop that they felt came from in and around this location. You've seen something big, dangerous, and obviously horrendous to the ecosystem around here?
Maybe.
There is nothing like that here now.
Yeah, you might. Honestly, what they might have been detecting was just something else. I'm not entirely sure how this shit works.
There was a strange ghost here.
India has been like listening as they're interacting with Blue, but she's kind of looking at Blue, and there's a bit of, I guess, cultural connection for her, and she's just kind of like looking at him, wondering if he's kind of picking up on what she's putting down.
Huh? What is she putting down?
Rat traps?
Bear traps.
Yes.
More bear traps, yeah.
You got something to fucking say? I know I am the most handsome motherfucker you have probably ever laid your eyes on. Stylish.
Okay,
I am a source of fashion, I still am able to affect certain aspects of y'all motherfuckers' world. But for the those not paying attention, yes, I was alive. I am no longer alive. I was a spirit, but I'm something more now. Because after a while, being dead, crossing over, and then coming back, there are certain things that we are able to do, and certain things we get better at. Like I've died as a spirit, and I've been reborn because of the Pater. So, Pater Sophia wants to make sure that you motherfuckers ain't fucking up. Y'all not fucking up, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
But even if
Fuck up.
we were,
Man, life is complicated, and even when you're not a vampire.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I feel like I need to take a moment to sit back and reflect on the things that I've done. But not right now. He says with the dying embers of a hope that his terrible attempt at a subtle direction will be understandable in any way, shape, or form.
Have you heard of this carnival that was in town recently?
Just fucking got here. How did I hear about a carnival that was in town? Is it still in town? Is that where this shit coming from?
It's a traveling carnival. It was recently in town. There was quite a spike of ghostly activity while they were here.
There was a mage with the carnival. If you could find him and point us in his direction, we would be very, very happy to punch him a lot.
Or you could take care of him, however, whichever works best for you.
None of this shit worked better for me. I am doing my absolute fucking best right now not to get horribly pissed off, and because I don't like working. This smells too much like fucking work. You motherfuckers out here fucking around with some shit that don't have nothing to do with nobody else, but now it's gonna fuck up some shit, ain't it? Y'all done did some shit. Y'all done did a lot of shit. I can tell. I can smell the bullshit. And as far as a mage, well, them motherfuckers is crazy enough. Don't be fucking around with no mages. Last thing y'all want to do is fuck around with some mages. Last mage that was fucking around up where we were ended up fucking setting fire to the entire chantry of Indiana. Damn near took out the entire chantry of Chicago. Damn near took out the entire chantry of Mobile and several other places along the way, making their way up from New Orleans. Now you motherfuckers stop fucking with mages. Stop fucking with ghosts. Stop fucking shit up. By extension, which means a friend of a friend of a friend that y'all probably fucking with. Now, the only mage in the area near you motherfuckers is up in Shreveport. You can smell him.
Oh,
Interesting.
Shreveport?
Yeah, it's a mage in Shreveport. But you probably can't. Y'all don't smell. I forget. Y'all dead. Y'all can't pick up on what they putting down. But if I was y'all and was able to smell, and y'all not being able to smell, but if I was not able to smell like you motherfuckers, my suggestion, and this is just my suggestion, I could be wrong, but because you motherfuckers can't really go on holy ground, and if you use the energy there to keep you motherfuckers out, you're probably safer than than pigs and shit. There's a little church on 525. Oh, the Graywood Baptist Church. If I was you, I'd go there. There are more dead children there that are sanctifying the ground and providing power. You can hide forever against it from you motherfuckers.
Oh. Okay.
I don't like those children.
Yeah, well, nobody likes kids.
It's true.
But yeah, stop fucking up. We have to come back out here. I hate fucking work. But if next time I come out here, the Pater's probably gonna get involved directly, send some goons, and she's involved with that whole stereotypical Italian bullshit. Motherfuckers with guns and suits and bad breath from all of the garlic they've been eating gonna be breathing down your throat. And when they breathe them down your throat, it's gonna be during the daylight hours, so they can properly fuck you up. Whatever it is y'all doing, stop. If you need help or information, and you're willing to provide certain things. And as he's talking, he's rubbing his chest hair like it itches, which is an impossibility for spirits. He doesn't have a body. He doesn't, but yet, as he scratches, you can hear it from across the room. And there's something unnerving about it, because you are sure there's no physical being there. That you can feel the skin vibrating against your ears as he scratches the chest hair, and his eyes get a little darker. His skin perfectly tan, almost glistening with the baby oil that he'd used for hydration. Gets a little darker. The blue that he's wearing loses some of its color. And he says, "You motherfuckers keep your motherfucking nose clean. Whatever you do, do it good, do it fast, make sure that nobody else is fucking involved. We gotta come out here to deal with this bitch. It's gonna be bad for everybody. Now, I'm gonna go fuck off. If you need anything, you got a coin to call me. Before I go."
If we were to request help or information from you, what sort of things would you like in payment?
It's equivalent in blood.
It's equivalent in blood. Does it have to be ours?
Place. Yes. A place that you will consecrate in my name. You know, every motherfucker need a crib to crash in. Now, if y'all can arrange that shit, I will come back out here as long as I don't actively have to fucking work and do a little work for you.
Okay.
We got a deal?
Sure. Yeah, I can concentrate something.
Yeah, they'd be the ones to do that. So, whatever they say.
Nah, don't work that way. You picked up the coin. Means you mine.
Okay.
I'm yours. You the conduit, buddy boy.
Okay, then yeah, that works. It's cool. God, I need to stop touching things.
I had a girl said that once. Or was she a guy? It really don't matter anymore anyway. I'll be seeing y'all motherfuckers around.
Pleasure.
Okay. Why is all this so confusing?
The scent of Sporting Waves and Curl Activator and Fabergé Brut diminishes, drifting away like a bad incense, leaving you all alone.
I kind of liked him.
I would like my night to be less complicated.
Well, while that would be nice, it is also good to have allies. Even if they're here to spy on us.
Yeah. Ooh. So,
I think I'm gonna go live in the woods.
are we gonna encounter like 7 other people before we manage to get anything done?
Maybe?
Almost as if there's a structure to these things.
Yeah.
The big predator has left. The eddies and ripples from their passing still slowly dissipating. The gap between what is and what could be growing smaller by the second.
Absolutely.
The presence of Mirrory carries weight across the spectrum of things. There were several things that Blue mentioned that, for those of you not geographically challenged, doesn't quite add up. Because where did she mention she was going?
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And where did he say? Did he hint at? Or was there a coin that left a place?
Chicago.
Yeah, the CTA.
Yeah.
There's a 2-hour drive from Chicago to Milwaukee if you fly the expressway. There's a closeness inherent, which means he's being sent or following her chemtrail, basically.
Yeah, which is
And this,
not bueno.
and if he's strong enough of a specter, a wraith, a half former thing to be able to operate and make deals and pacts across the vast distance from the Midwest to here, what does that say of those involved?
Oh, fuck. We have tied ourselves up in some massive shit.
Yeah, kind of looks towards Lita. What the fuck is a pater?
I don't know.
Mob boss.
So there's spiritual mob bosses.
A lot, actually.
You recognize the name of the one he mentioned? Something about Sophia?
Not off the top of my head. The Hakata are a big group. We're kind of our own thing.
But if she's powerful enough to have a control over that man, get in trouble with that. If she has that kind of control and power over him to send him places, and he's strong enough to make assumptions and threats, that means she should be fairly powerful, right?
Yeah.
It means she has a lot of ghosts on her side at the least.
Here's a thought for consideration. How Lita views things. If she has a lot of ghosts, bodiless dead, in her operation, and she's able to send them across the country, how much would she be affected by Murray being free for the first time in several generations?
I wonder if the werewolves have noticed.
What's noticed?
But I wonder if the werewolves have noticed. I've heard they can be aware of things on other planes.
Oh, okay. Alright,
Like,
well,
you mean we're going to have to deal with werewolves now?
Well, hopefully not.
Well, on the upside, we know about a mage who's taken out multiple chantries.
that is true.
Yeah.
That seems... assuming there's no werewolves involved, that seems like a good angle. There's the one where he basically told us where to find them back in Shreveport.
Yeah.
Except there is the problem that a mage who would destroy multiple chantries might not take too kindly to the rest of us either. But maybe they're just anti-Tremere. Could be a thing.
Honestly, I'm surprised there's not more anti-Tremere people out there. How about we just... This is one of the only connections we have that might get this done in a way that doesn't get us all killed or blamed. So, let's just... Greywood, the church. That's where he said, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, then let's just go look into that. See if we can find this mage and see what kind of deal we can work out.
Well, I don't think they said the mage was there. I think they said that was sacred ground where we would be.
You know what we need? A whole lot of that, like iron stuff that crazy guy had.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm usually incredibly knowledgeable, but my fucking god. I don't know shit about what's going on here. Yeah, I do know where Greywood Baptist Church is. It's just on 325. That's 525, not 325, sorry.
Right, but if it's gonna be full of those bitey children, I think we need to find a way to protect ourselves if we're going. And
yeah.
the only thing I've seen work was that weird circle.
Well, the candle mirror he gave us.
That's true.
I don't think them were ghosts. They felt like something different.
I pick up the candle.
It hasn't been lit. And even with the notches to keep track of time, it feels warm. It's like picking up a feverish small animal or a baby, something small enough to hold in your hands, and you could tell the immediate difference in the temperature you were expecting versus the temperature that they had. It is not hot enough to cause damage, but it is a warmth to it that inanimate object should not have.
Annabelle's at first taken aback by this, but then she decides it's quite nice. As a kindred, I'm always cold, even with the blush. No, I'm not. At least not my hands.
Alright, well, it's on the way to Shreveport anyway, so, I guess I'll pack some of this. He just kind of scratches his head while looking about the various materials. Pack some of this into the vehicle in case we decide we want to.
I think it's a good idea. So, iron weapons, electronics, and this candle.
I think there are some horseshoes. Can we borrow some horseshoes? He says, looking over to India.
Yeah, I got some spares. We don't tend to reuse them to get a bit of wear. So I can go downstairs and check and see if we got some extras.
I mean, there's probably a lot of metal here. So, yeah, we'll gather up some iron and then go check out this church.
All right, so let's do that, and then head to we do that, and we start driving, and then we arrive.
You all trundle in to the vehicle as you all get on the road and make your way through the night, heading towards Shreveport. It's impossible for you all to not know that you are effectively behind enemy lines, which is a weird state for each of you all for living in a watchtower city. Places like Bethany, Prim, and Gary, sitting on the border or being the major hub and through fair for kindred and all sorts of persons towards the largest center of those domains have a value and they consider themselves, it's fundamental. It eats, it slips into the bones. You all are protectors of Shreveport. So living your unlives as such and suddenly feeling as if you're behind enemy lines, the closer you get to what you've spent weeks, months, years, decades, generations protecting is an odd, less than comfortable position. And as you all cover the distance with that feeling growing, as you all consider the conversations that you might or might not have, it is 48 after the hour. Let's be back here at the turning of the hour with our bells on, with you all arriving at the Growwood Baptist Church. Because despite Blue's mispronunciation, it is in fact the Growwood, even though he said the Greywood. And there's always some truth in such things, and yet you all have never really considered it. It's out of the way, it's on the way, but it's also not really a place that you all typically associate or hang out. What he said had any truth. You all are beginning to understand why. I'll see you all in a few moments. Wherever you guys are, but I have a weakness to pastries, cookies, and such. So I usually don't indulge. But then when I do indulge, I typically tend to overdo it. However, the wife found these, what are they called? Orisas? Lemon sandwich cream cookies.
Ooh.
And they come in a box of 18 servings of 2 cookies. And because they are individually packaged and 2 cookies, each package just under 100 calories, and you get that hint and that edge of the craving cut off. So it keeps it from growing out of hand. And there's nothing more inspiring to not overindulge than the fact that you have to open 18 little packages to get to the cookies.
Yeah, we've got a. Go on.
It's just a great aid to stave off the overindulgence. I'm not going to sit here and have 18 packages of just spread across the desk space that I have to clean up behind myself. No. One or two. I can get rid of one, or let it linger for a couple of hours versus feeling shame with 18 discarded corpses of cookie packages.
Cookie corpse.
Please.
Much prefer corpse husband than cookie corpse.
That's that streamer dude, right? No, that's
Cookie corpse?
no corpse husband.
Hello, everybody back?
No.
Okay.
No, I think we're back.
So when we left, the coterie were girding their loins and heading on, screaming across the nighttime landscape, heading closer to Shreveport. The church, actually, its location there on the Louisiana side of what Bethany protects, is in an area known as Keithville. It's along one of the several major thoroughfares that cut through and around Bethany. It's one of the more southern routes that could be taken. You know, you head across Spring Bridge and somewhere crossing William Spring Bridge becomes Cold Quick, or commonly just the number 525. But it still cuts through the Bethany domain, specifically out near where Lita's more non-impoverished, independently wealthy, nouveau riche, and old money communities are, not far from the New Hill Cemetery. It's one of the many ways that the domain of Bethany keeps and protects Shreveport. So, as you all head east and south onto Spring Ridge and cut up towards Broadwood through Keithville, moving past Paris Road 7, down past the derrick there, because there is an oil derrick not far from the road at the pseudo major intersection of where Spring Ridge becomes Kettyville and Colquitt and heads up towards Paris Road 7. There is an actual oil derrick there as a reminder as to what provides the money for the area. There hasn't really been much oil out of the derrick that's there since, but it's still a sign as to what fuels the area, pun intended. All of the gas stations and general stores and Family Dollars and the surfeit of churches throughout the area. One of the funny things about Bethany as a watchtower city for Shreveport is that the city itself was founded by a multi-use building that was the church of Bethany. It's the symbol for Bethany. Its placement on the major thoroughfare, the Town Line Road in Bethany, still hold value to people. Like, even when you look online, when people talk about it, it is Bethany as far as the outside world is concerned. It's never really occurred to you all how confusing that is for a place that is literally run. All of the powerful families, all of the power in Bethany is in fact controlled by the kindred. Yet it's, on the surface, it has more churches that its population should be able to populate. It literally is overcrowding with kindred for the size of Panola and Caddo County. Under the best, most thought out census levels for the kindred in the area, there shouldn't be any more than 20, 19 really, kindred in the entire Panola and Caddo County parishes of Bethany. Yet at any time, until recently, you were easily well above that. 4, 5, 26, sometimes 30 kindred in the area. Much the same with Shreveport itself, even being the hub of 3 different states. There is a census, the comfortable level of kindred presence. It should never be more than 60% of 1/10,000 of the population. Because eventually you all will have killed. It's a unnatural facet. The best kindred only take out maybe 3 people a year. And that's on your best behavior. That's you mastering your peace and maintaining your meditations and being honest and truthful with yourself, not allowing it to slip from around the edges. But most kindred are on their best behavior. Most kindred don't fight to control their beast. Most people fight to suppress it, starve it out, keep it hungry, so that it sneaks out, it slips out, it takes control, it moves you from the steering wheel of your own personhood. And so you will end more than 3 lives a year. As you all drive, is there a conversation of sort that you might be having?
Yeah, as Joji's sitting in the passenger side, he's just, okay, can people like search around real quick with your arms and make sure there's not anything just relaxing in here with us?
I thought you could see them.
Me? No, God.
Seems
But
like
you
only
saw
when they
them.
want to be seen.
I didn't see shit. I smelt it.
That seems sufficient.
Not as sufficient as you would think. But
So,
anyways,
if
I
you smelled it,
feel
does that mean you dealt it?
what?
Yeah, it was being silly, and she said it. If you smelt it, does that mean you dealt it?
No.
Yeah, it does.
Shut up. So, what's the plan when we get in there?
I'm not certain.
That's the best plan, I guess. Or at least the best we're getting.
So we're going to stop by the church. I'll light
Okay.
a candle to keep the ghosts away. And we'll go in to see if there's a mage in the place, I suppose.
And we'll talk to him about some creative use of his powers.
Or maybe he knows the that's fortune countries.
Okay, yeah, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
And if all
And
else
what are we
fails,
gonna
we
do
try to
if
trick the
the-
anarch into taking the fall.
Right. Well, the mage taking the fall is also fine. So yes, if the mage doesn't pan out, then we talk some anarchs into... Well, they did want the prince gone already. But they wanted us to do it, which is the problem.
I think it would be useful for us to be able to deal with more than just the prince. Like the whole Tremere body is something that I don't think we can tackle quickly. He says like very like, oh fuck, wait, I gotta make sure about my phrasing here. I don't think it's something we can tackle quickly.
How many?
But we should focus on key players. Like, the out-of-towner, definitely, and all the other ones involved in our specific business.
And that fucker that killed Maddie.
Oh, yeah, that he can get dealt with, but he's a Bethany Tremere,
Yeah.
and that situation is equally fucked.
Normally, in comic books and melodramas, The fact that you all know that Maddie is finally and truly dead without having witnessed their actual corpse with your own eyes would attest that they are in fact not.
Unfortunately for everyone involved in that particular accident, this is not a comic book, and when people hear boom and see bits and pieces of their friend, they tend to assume, yeah, that's gone. That's it. That's it. No. Of course, it would be a pleasant surprise if she was still alive.
Yeah.
Just the problem for you all is you all near the church, and there is in fact Maddie's trucks parked in the parking lot.
Wait, what the fuck? I'm not the only one seeing that, right?
What? I thought you said that blew up.
I also thought that blew up.
Look, if Maddie's alive, that's amazing. But also, what the fuck?
Yeah, above all, actually, this is now my main concern.
India had mostly be taken Joji's word for the fact that it was Maddie's car that blew it up, so this is a little bit disconcerting, but she is reserving judgment because there's probably tons of those fucking old ass trucks around here.
Yeah. That would make
Sitting on
more-
someone's back 40 not moving, yes. Parked in a church parking lot? No. No, not really. Those trucks don't move, and there's a reason for it. Not because they're not taken care of as long as humanly and inhumanly possible, but because they don't move, whatever it does, it is such a investment of time, effort, and energy to keep them moving. Eventually, you're going to miss a tune-up. Eventually, you're going to miss a belt change. Eventually, you're going to blow a gasket, or one of your spark plugs is going to stop firing, or one of your valves is going to be clogged. Eventually, the natural corrosive and buildup of gas lines will necessitate changing out the entirety fuel line several times over, even though they no longer make those particular fuel lines. Eventually, you're going to get moisture in the place that sets in rust. Parts of the body, floor, specifically the bed, will fall out. And eventually, there won't be enough metal for you to reaffix the floor or the truck bed. Those trucks don't move. Few that are a testament to the focus of those movement. Or those who have the opportunity of keeping them in a climate controlled environment and not having to experience the wear and tear summers or the winters. Seeing her dirty brown truck sitting in the parking lot carries weight.
Okay.
You all take in. Go on.
No, please.
No. Just to describe the church grounds where you all are. The Broadwood Baptist Church is a facility unto itself. There are 9 buildings on that property lot. 5 of them large enough to house families, staffs, and full-fledged faculties. The others smaller, quieter, more comfortable. Yet it is a huge facility. They have their own school, their own training facility, their own food processing they ensure that the community is fed. They collect surplus from the local farms and plantations, and they prepare food baskets for those in the area that are needy.
All right.
Well,
I guess just pull in wherever you can pull in, and we'll see how this goes.
Probably ghosts?
What?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a spirit person.
No?
Money in your pocket grows cooler.
Oh. I pull the coin out and take a peek at it.
It's just a coin, but it's cooler to the touch than it has been previously.
Ah.
What's going on with your coin?
It's getting colder.
Is that a yes or a no?
Fuck if I know. I would love to be able to make a definitive, statement here, but as we all know, I am the least versed in this shit.
If it's getting spooky, that means it's probably working.
Right, it's spooky time. Look out for the kids, he says as he just pulls like a crowbar from the side where he tucked it.
Annabelle takes the candle from her lap and prepares to light it, but she doesn't yet, but she doesn't want to waste it.
So are we still trying to get inside?
No, I was wanting to go check out what the fuck's going on with that truck, and then we can go get inside. That fine with everybody else?
I'm good with it.
Okay, well, here goes nothing.
Let's do it.
I love how we're talking about going and looking at a truck as if it's gonna kill us.
Yeah, I'm gonna tentatively try to poke the truck to see if it, my finger goes through it.
And I'll look through the driver's side. If we get there unmolested, I'll look through the driver's side, see if I recognize it at all. The interior.
Hope is a dangerous thing. It cuts forwards and back. It unmans those who rely only on it and not a plan of action. It is the penultimate prankster, and the penultimate abuser. It's this sort of abuser that makes you feel guilty for having it work against you. You know how I am. You know you're pushing my buttons. Why would you do that? Why would you you know how much it hurts you to watch you? It's that sort of relationship that Hope has with you most. Hope's cousin, sister, are equally as malicious, but at least they're a little more honest about it. And maybe it was you, maybe it was me, who cares? As long as you hurt, I don't really, care. Hope, it whispers sweet nothing. It urges you and helps you build your excitement towards pulling the rug from beneath you. He says, no, I'm praying you. Good, you're great. Hope everything works out. Believe in me. Don't worry about making a plan. Don't worry about measuring and measuring your expectations. You. Snatching the football away all the sweet. I won't move with this stuff. I promise. Just, come on, run as fast as you can. Kick as hard as you can. You got this. And for the football, you move every single solitary time. always send you skyward every single solitary time it can. Even when you're counting on it to move the football, it leaves it there so that your piddling, half-hearted kick causes it to bounce, roll forward, far enough away from success to know that it was all your fault. So as you all near the front, you inspect the rush stains on it. You touch the cold metal. You look inside and see the same swaddling blanket from when Maddie was clearly far younger than she is now, that she kept a security item inside her vehicle because the leather seams were ripped and chewed with time. And as much as she wished that there was always a new hole developing. You see the bottle of whiskey she kept for when listening with the time that she could drink it, and the reason why it lasted nearly forever. There's a sip here and a sip there, and a sheer bit of warmth loosened tongue. You see the same prayer cards from people long dead in the visor. And there's a scent that develops with kindred are a wash of the fluids and bacteria of life but never able to reduce them themselves. The scent of dry, neighboring beach. It's more of a feeling, something that actually affects the olfactory senses, but it's still there in a stray strand of long scarlet hair. Begins to steering wheel clearly falling out when someone exited in a rush. For those of you who didn't go to the truck, be so kind to go ahead and roll your wits plus awareness DC4.
Ruh-roh. It's an illusionary trap meant to distract you.
That was the people who did not go, right? Or
Yeah.
did I miss you? Okay.
Yes. And as you all roll, is there any other consideration you all would like to mention? Anything that you may have noticed from a distance?
You know, I am a really good person, Nogo, and I don't think you should do terrible things to me.
I am merely the Metatron. I merely speak and narrate what it is you've chosen to do.
You know what? You're so right.
And-
You're so right.
And as you and Annabelle are inspecting Maddie's truck, you all are clear in your souls that this is in fact Maddie's truck. Lena, India, as you watch them get closer and the truck ripples out of existence for a split second, it ceases to be a truck. And in fact, you realize that it is a tarp, a small tent, you're imagining things. Clearly a phantasmal something that you hate. Something you hate. You see, like, that's not, but yeah, it is a truck. No, that's not a truck. Yeah, it's a truck. It's Maddie's truck. Of course, wasn't her truck brown? Wait, why is that one silver? No, wait, there is brown. It's just a trick of the light, causing it to look different from where you are.
India had been trying to get the improvised weapon that she brought out of the back of the truck when they went and to look at Maddie's quote-unquote truck. And then as she sees that, she yells, "It's not real!"
Wait, what?
It's
What do you
not real.
mean?
It's an illusion. Until it
Feel.
flickered out of existence just now.
Looks back at it. Does it still look the same to him?
As you look back,
Hello?
yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, my dude?
Funny.
As you look away from the truck, would you be so kind as to roll your dexterity and athletics? DC 3, which all have a warning instead of an automatic.
Alright, you evil
That's
bastard.
both of us, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, let's see.
DC 3. This is gonna go great for me.
Fine. It'll be fine. A little pain helps everyone stay on task.
I love that you can just type out dexterity plus athletics and like the sheet knows what the fuck you're looking for.
Yeah, it's great.
Not so great.
I had 2 dice to roll, so I got 1 success.
Well, next we'll be seeing Annabelle's truck, I guess.
What's not so great? Because Annabelle lucked out as far as such things go. She had not gone to Shackleton's. She had not shown up for duty that evening because it wasn't her turn. So she wasn't there to be trapped inside the office caravan where the walls and nearly every surface held something reflective. She wasn't there when going into the back spaces behind the stage of the main tent where there was a person-sized mirror that allowed access into another realm. She missed that. So she's not quite inured to the idea that something dangerous can be hidden within, easy to reach, normal seeming item. Now, you normally think that, with mirroring floating around, the reflective surfaces, while dangerous emotionally, did not hold any immediate physical harm. Say what you all are approaching is not a mirror. It is not a reflective surface. It's a truck. Until you get closer and realize that it is neither of those things. It is a gateway, a black canvas-like something. And from that canvas shoots several large tentacles.
Oh no!
God.
Wait a second, Nobu. Whoa! Different setting, buddy.
Yes. Several shadow tendrils made of the stuff of anti-life. The other end of the spectrum that inhabits both death and life, and far past what we consider reality, the essence of all things. Like for those of an Abrahamic faith, Christianity, Deism, all of its derivatives, Islam, before the world there was darkness. Which means before the animating force, before the higher power, before God, Elohim, Yahweh, before the whole world, before all of that tail, there was an endless, infinite darkness. And that's if you believe and espouse towards the Abrahamic faith. For those of you who espouse towards science, there is the understanding that if you look far enough out into space, you realize that everything is moving towards other. But if you look back, and if you're able to pierce far enough back, space and time are expanding constantly. But at that beginning point, so far removed, that not even the light of the nearest star could shed any understanding or cognizance there. There's just an emptiness of the absence of all things. No light can escape. No darkness can escape. It is just an emptiness. It's nothing. It is neither light nor dark, but it, for us, for our understandings, it's just an infinite darkness back there. That's what these tendrils are. They are the absence. We assume with our small understanding that the absence is death, that the opposite of life is death. That's not true, especially not for the Hakata. They understand that life and death are part of the same infinite line, and that there's something else, because it's an infinite thing. There's no true beginning and no true end. And that's what these tendrils are. They shut out, reach out to pull you into its unending maw. Would you be so kind as to go ahead and take one superficial, as you are gripped, and where this darkness touches you, your clothes begin to smolder. You can feel the sunburn eking into your dead flesh as it begins pulling you into itself.
Oh. Annabelle screams.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
what the fuck?
I would be screaming too, you know? I can't judge you. Actually, speaking of I would be screaming, Joji also screams.
Nita, India, is there anything that you all are doing?
Do you want me to shoot it?
Didn't quite catch that. What'd you say?
India asked if they want her to shoot it.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll take a pot shot at it with whatever gun I've got on me. I think I'll possibly have one.
Yeah, something iron. Wait, do I have iron? I've got a horseshoe or something.
You guys shooting from the hip, or are you taking time to aim?
I'm taking time to aim.
Roll your resolve plus firearm, India.
And I guess. I mean, I think I could probably pull it off. Can I panic to wing at this thing? You know, take my gripped crowbar and try and what for this individual, this entity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You can whinge and wing. Lita, you're waiting on your roll as well. By the way, just because I didn't mention it and didn't tell you, but if you guys score less than 3, you're going to be hitting the nearest kink too.
You know, that sucks. That really sucks for them, honestly.
Kill me before I did,
It'll be
nothing.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know, do you want me to rouse Annabelle?
Aren't you like super hungry?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because if I roll less than 3, I'm hitting you.
You get
You know what?
this.
I feel like I've got this. I feel
You've got this.
feel
You've got some willpower, right?
I feel no, I don't.
Oh no.
I feel powerful. Here we go. Yeah! Yeah! No, oh no.
Oh shit. Oh,
Well,
you're
you
so
can bite your way out.
So, several things happen at once, as they always do. There is a confabulation of chaos for every action. And in this case, as India and Lita draw aim and begin firing into the endless abyss, attempting to pull Annabelle into its gaping maw. Their firearms setting the night ablaze. Sounds seeming to echo off of nothing save the buildings nearby shouldn't be as loud as they are. You all have handled firearms repeatedly. You know the sound of firearms in the distance, but this sounds cacophonous, as if you are inside an echo chamber designed to magnify the sound until it's unbearable. As that's happening for Lita and India, Joji, summoning his bravery, leaps forward, and the crowbar in his hand begins swinging and striking this intangible thing, yet he feels the reverberation of it striking all of that darkness. Annabelle, there's nothing more scary than watching an enfrenzied Joji up close and personal. Because those fangs, that angry, passionately focused face, it's so beautiful, it's hideous. You understand why his sire chose him. Because his focus is inspiring and absolutely terrifying. The gunshots whizzing past your head to strike the darkness don't scare you nearly as much as staring into the face of all of that ravenous, focused attention. And while you are trying to pull yourself free and not stare into Joji's face, the true essence of what it is to be a kindred, as Lita and India's shots strike true, the car that Lita noticed when you all arrived and did not inform anybody of starts up. And while Annabelle does not recognize Shackleton, India, Joji, and Lita does, as he drives away as the maw responds to the shots. And while you don't hear it, you feel it scream. As you watch Shackleton, who was the mage you all were sent here to target, escape up the road. And let it think. Good night, everybody.
God fucking damn it! God damn it! He gets away every time! This greasy sleazeball's too slippery!
We were trying to make friends with him this time.
Yeah!